The following program is paid for by the Property Rights Alliance. The views and opinions expressed in this advertisement are those of the Property Rights Alliance and do not reflect the views of the station, our parent company, DuBois County Broadcasting Incorporated, or its affiliates.
Keeping you informed. This is In.form on WBDC and 18 WJTS.
Welcome to another edition of In.form here on 101 Country WBDC and 18 WJTS. I'm Kaitlyn Neukam, and today we're talking about the Property Rights Alliance and, of course, the Mid-States Corridor Project. And in the studio today, we have Mark Nowotarski, and you've got a slew of credentials to kind of give credit to, right?
Well, kind of. I don't know. I'm co-chair of the Coalition Against the Mid-States Corridor, but then I'm actively involved with the Property Rights Alliance, and as a committee member. I am not one of the officers of the thing, but help out quite a bit and quite involved.
Yes, most certainly. And as we're kind of going to get into today, the Property Rights Alliance and the Coalition to Stop the Mid-States Corridor Project have been very busy in the past few months. It's one of those items of contention in our area here, but we're here to talk about your guys' work and kind of what you guys are hoping to do with your mission and your vision. So let's go ahead and start off with some of those need-to-know questions, one of those being with the various resolutions that the Property Rights Alliance has introduced here recently to local community governments, and what the purpose of that was, how they were distributed, and all of those details.
Yeah, so over the last, I would say, 2 months now, we have met with DuBois County Commissioners, the DuBois County Council, Huntingburg City Council, and more recently the Jasper Common Council. And in each case, we have provided them with a resolution asking them to no longer support any efforts towards the proposed Mid-States Corridor project. And really, you got to ask why. Mm-hmm. And really the answer is that it's, if you look at the Mid-States Corridor project, it's a very complex project. It's very controversial. And there's a lot of serious issues involved with it. And the whole idea here is to have the opportunity to get with our government entities to explain a little bit more, give them the rationale of why we're asking, but more importantly, it gives us the opportunity to really get out there and educate. Mm-hmm. We felt that's a big part of what we're doing as an organization. We want to educate the public. We want to educate the community. We also want to educate the our public officials out there, because what we want to do is there's a lot of misunderstanding, there's a lot of misleading information, propaganda out there. All we're trying to do is get across that information so that the public and our government agencies truly understand the impacts of what this will be to the community overall. It's, if I could say, it's more than just property owners losing their property for the sake of this road. That's a big part of it,
right.
Big deal. But there's also, you have, the financial impact to the community, to the taxpayers, to the government entities. You have the road access impact, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But that has been kind of a new one that cropped up that people don't understand it. So we're trying to clarify that for them. There's the economic impact, and there's the environmental impact. So there are a lot of pieces that seem to get kind of just pushed aside, and those are important. And the community needs to really understand that. So that's what our efforts have been about lately. It's been about, educating people. So, let me give you an example. I'll give you a few examples.
Always.
One of them is, involves myself and our property. So our personal property is not within the 2,000-foot corridor, so it won't get taken away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why would I be one of the 165 property owners that's being sued by NDOT because I won't allow the surveyors onto my property? And so I sit there and say, I received a letter a while back saying, we're going to have the surveyors come out, and for no good reason. There really wasn't a good reason. It was like you're within a visual or sound distance from it, and it's like, okay, well, wait a minute. If I'm not in the 2,000-foot corridor, why does a survey need to come out? So I put a cease and desist letter out there, and as a result, again, being sued like so many others going on. So it's confusing because people, there are other people like that they have their properties not in the corridor, and yet they're getting sued right now.
Right.
So, and we just want to clear that up and let people know that's what's going on.
Right, and you guys have had so many different experiences, and I think you summed it up very well with that statement. It is very confusing. There's a lot out there. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to uncover, X, Y, and Z, and so you're the Property Rights Alliance and all of the people involved in that. That's what you were trying to do, is amplify the answers that you're finding and seeing, like, you're experiencing it for each other, and you're acting as neighbors where you stand with each other to have this solidified front.
Right.
And with that as well, you visited the Huntingburg City Council, the DuBois County Commissioners and whatnot. This past week, we met you out at the Jasper City Council special meeting with 18 WJTS, and we also have that meeting online right now if anyone would like to see it that was not able to attend. However, how do you think that the meeting went for you guys on Thursday?
I think it was, first of all, we'd like to publicly thank the council for setting it up. We really appreciate it. It was our, really the best opportunity to schedule it as kind of an open public hearing so that the audience can hear both sides of the stories, get an update about INDA. We welcome that opportunity. We would like to have more of those opportunities, and I think we will in the future. But it gave us the opportunity to really point out some of those critical issues so that the public could hear. Yes, it is important to share that with the Common Council of Jasper, but probably more important was letting the public and letting the community members know that there are all sorts of issues with this that you can't ignore. You can't ignore. It's a big project that could be destructive.
Right, and something that I have taken away, at least from this previous presentation, is that some people might assume that you guys are just pulling these issues out of thin air. But where does the research kind of come in for you guys? Because you guys spend a lot of time behind the scenes figuring out, what is this truly going to impact financially, location-wise, and all these things. So how does that kind of work?
Yeah, it's just not one person looking through all the information. There's a whole team that we have that is digging into all of the information that's in the studies, going back to the Tier 1 draft EIS and through the final EIS, and now the Tier 2 document that they have through DuBois County. And it's not just reading through these things page by page. It's going back, studying, finding out, okay, where are there conflicts in there? Where's the data coming from, so that we could try to better understand it. In a lot of cases, we find that there's no real backup to the statements. There's a lot of projections. There's a lot of assumptions in there. And all we're trying to do is point out the facts as the best we can, with the information we have. And if I could, let me share another, example I think that people are confused on. So you hear a lot about, what Governor Holcomb in 2021 announced $75 million for improving existing 231 through Du Bois and Martin County with passing lanes and with some intersection improvements and everything. And so that wasn't part of the original study, but eventually, because of comments that came from the public after the DEIS, the draft environmental statement, Lockmuir put it in, and NDOT put it in the final environmental impact statement. And what they came out with was they said, well, it's it's unfeasible to put a 4-lane highway or a Super 2 on the existing US 231 road. We knew that that's not what we were asking. I mean, we know that would be very destructive. I think they stated in what they claim was their study of it, that it'd be over 400 displacements of homes and businesses through Huntingburg and Jasper. But that's not what the people asked for. The people asked for doing the improvements that Governor Holcomb, had recommended or approved actually in 2021 to start in 2022. That was in place of Mid-States Corridor, the way we interpreted it. So.
Yes, and again, you're bringing a lot of information up to the surface, which is amazing to hear. Again, if you're wanting to just learn more about various things, but one thing I'd like to maybe remind people and touch on is that everyone that's serving on the Property Rights Alliance and that's, culminating this, you are all just community members, right? No one's pulling out the official badge card on anything, right?
That is correct. Just community members, but we do have a lot of people involved with a lot of really good background. We have engineers, people with engineering degrees as backgrounds. We have just all sorts of knowledgeable people that can, research and stuff. So, yeah, it's a good group, and it's a growing group. It has become a massive group.
Which was what I was going to ask next, because I heard that the Schnitzelbank down the way here is the place to be every 2 Thursdays of a week. So,
Yes.
Tell us about how you've grown as a group, and maybe, what we can learn more if anyone is interested in learning more about the group.
Yeah, so the Property Rights Alliance, we hold a meeting every second Thursday of the month, and you could always go on to the Stop the Mid-States Corridor Facebook page. We always announce them ahead of time. So our next one actually is this coming Thursday, the 21st. We hold them at the Schnitzelbank at 7 p.m. In the kind of the private room, and we're outgrowing it. The room is getting pretty packed for the last 5 or 6 meetings that we've had, and so we may need to move it somewhere else just to accommodate all the people. But it's a great forum. You don't have to be an official member of the Property Rights Alliance. We always invite the public, anyone that wants to come to learn more about it, the information. We always invite our government officials if they want. And in the past, we've had some, just to learn and hear what the people are saying, which is good.
Do you guys have information that you're continually updating and providing, or is it kind of like a brain session where you all get together and kind of make a plan up, or is it just seeing what the waters are like and seeing what the group wants to discuss at any given meeting?
I would say it's a combination of all of those. We do have ideas that we like to bring up to the group to share to see if they think it's a good idea. I mean, I'll give you another example. I mean, we had inputs early on that said, hey, we should find out, we should get involved with the various 4-H county fairs, and see if we can get a table, be able to talk to people, to answer questions. Yes, we put information together that we were passing out and handing out to help them, but we were there primarily to educate them again and answer questions. So we've done that. We've been at the the Shoals Catfish Festival, and we have other events coming up that will be. I know we will be at the Ferdinand Folk Festival with a table, and we're looking for other opportunities to again educate the public.
Yes, and it doesn't matter what age or walks of life. If you're just willing to take in a conversation or just take in the information given, I mean, that's one of the first steps that you need to have. And I will again express that, no matter who is representing the Property Rights Alliance, you guys still also have farmers and landowners that you're really trying to support and lift up in this movement as well. So the Property Rights Alliance, of course, kind of alluding to you have to own property to be a part of it, but that's not the case, right?
No, like I said, we're our own property. We're not in the path, but we're a member of my wife and I are a member of the Property Rights Alliance. Because we want representation, to help us out through this process and stuff. So, the other thing, if you don't mind, that I'd like to address that has been confusing lately is this whole aspect of road access. So, Lockmuir and NDOT held a meeting public meeting a little while ago, had maps out there that, showing potential access points or roads that'll potentially be cut off.
Right.
And there was a lot of confusion. There was a lot of people not understanding what those maps were, and yet they wanted people to vote on, which ones they think are, the best. So again, here you go with the Property Rights Alliance. We've had a couple people that have stepped up and said, hey, we're gonna, we've been studying this quite a bit to understand, and we put together a whole, like a chart that is much more easy to understand. I don't know if you could.
You can definitely see it. And I will tell you, for standing right in front of it, it is very confusing and very complicated just in a graph form. So I would only imagine on a map how hard that would be to read.
Exactly. But this is available also if you go onto our Facebook post. One of the postings has it on there, and we'll be making more copies to share with people because, again, it's very confusing. And when people understand that, oh, my road might be, I live here and my road might be cut off and I may have to go, 3 miles out of my way to get access to where I want to go or to get onto the proposed highway, it becomes alarming to some people, and I don't blame them. We shared one example of what happened in Spencer County where this homeowner was, to get to downtown Dale, okay? She was less than 1 mile away. Now she has to go over 3 miles away to get to it, a roundabout. So you think about that in terms of emergencies. You think of that in terms of school bus crossings in a road. It's pretty concerning there when you see all that. And so when you take a look at the chart that's put together, it organizes it very well, but it's also raises an eyebrow.
Definitely, and it gives everyone a lot to think about and a lot to consider. Mark, before we wrap it up today, how can we connect with the Property Rights Alliance and the opposition for the Mid-States Corridor project, and how we get connected with everyone?
Well, again, there's encourage people to follow everything that's going on through our Facebook page. It's Stop the Mid-States Corridor Facebook page. We also we have an email address too. It's called stopthemidstatescorridor@gmail.com. So if you have any questions and you want to send them our way, we get them all the time, and we're answering them all the time. Through the Property Rights Alliance, we have an email address that they could send questions to. And we're in the process of setting up some other things. And again, encourage people to come to those meetings. Come to those meetings on Thursdays.
You got to come and show up and see what it's all about before you can truly judge it for what it is. Mark, as always, we appreciate you coming in today and telling us more about the Mid-States Corridor project and the Property Rights Alliance, what you guys are doing to further the knowledge in our local Southern Indiana area. But thank you for visiting today.
You're welcome.
Very good. This has been your In.form here on 101 Country WBDC and 18 WJTS. Again, the preceding program is paid for by the Property Rights Alliance. The views and opinions expressed in this advertisement are those of the Property Rights Alliance and do not reflect the views of this station, our parent company, DuBois County Broadcasting Incorporated, or its affiliates.
This has been In.form on WBDC and 18 WJTS. Catch past episodes on our social media pages and our websites. If it matters to you, it matters to us. In.form.